there. Just a quick note before we get started. This is the first time I am recording a video course, so please bear with me if I get stuck along the way or say something awkward. But anyway, as online ad creatives is one of my favorite topics to work on, I am so thrilled to finally be sharing this with you. And also I'm going to keep recording of this course free for all the advertisers and small business owners. So while you're stuck at home, in addition to watching Netflix, you can also use your freed up time to learn something new. Right now is actually a pretty good time to review all your ad campaigns and also ad visuals, and to start preparing for the recovery period with the updated ads ready to go live. So if you like this course, please share it with other marketers and business owners that you know, and do please also share your feedback with me. How did it go, and would you like to see more of those courses? Okay, so here's what we're going to cover today. First of all, I will try to convince you that having good ad visuals actually matters, that you should put some extra work into having top quality Facebook and Instagram ad creatives. We will also look at some common mistakes to avoid to help you understand how your current ads are performing and if there's anything you can do to improve them. And the biggest part of this course is dedicated to the last point, how to design better ad creatives. I'm going to share some easy fixes and new ideas that you can test out in your own campaigns to beat the results you have had this far. Just a couple of words about me. My experience is based on more than 3 years of working with Facebook ads, and during this time I have been researching thousands of ad examples, many of which I have collected as screenshots. So I think there are more than 1,000 screenshots and video recordings in my Google Drive by now, and you're gonna also see a lot of them in this course. If you want to get more inspiration, in addition to the ad visuals that we will cover in this course, you can check out my blog articles with some good ad examples. There are more than 300 publicly shared ad examples that you can access. Alright, let's get right to it and find out how important it is to have good ad creatives in your Facebook and Instagram campaigns. So, as people scroll in their Facebook and Instagram feeds, your ad's image is the first thing they will notice. This is what will catch their attention, or that will fail to catch their attention. Look at these examples. These are all super brightly colored, and if you consider your newsfeed, which is filled with photos and media shares that usually look like brownish green or something, like photos do, these super colorful ad creatives will pop into the eye right away. And hopefully people will then also click on those ads and buy your product. So having a good ad visual is super important. And I have seen that improving the ad creatives can bring up to 2 to 10 times better results. 10 is quite utopian, but actually 2 times better results are really tangible. And that's a pretty bold statement still, so I figured you might want some proof. Here's a screenshot of the ad creatives from a campaign I'm working with. So as you can see, the cost per result can vary a lot. There are some ads that had the result of 64 cents, some ads that had the cost per result over €1. So all of those ad creatives had more or less the same copy, It is just the ad image that's different, and it has different performance. So having better creatives can really help you get better results. There's another even better example of a project I'm working on. So when I came in, the company was running only one video ad, although this was what was performing the best for them, but the cost per result was still super high. So we created completely new video ads from the scratch. We applied a lot of best practices, and here's what happened. The cost per result used to be more than $30, and after we uploaded the new ads, the cost per result went down to $10. So we didn't make any other changes to campaign or ad set setup. It is just the new video ads that help to bring the results down. So there's a lot you can do with better Facebook ad creatives. Basically, you can change your ad creatives every time that your cost per acquisition starts to increase. Sometimes when you're targeting a small audience, you might reach a high frequency faster. I would recommend to switch up some of your ad creatives every time that your target audience has seen the existing creatives more than 10 times. So you just bring in some variety, you test new creatives, and hopefully your results will get cheaper. Of course, if you're unhappy with your current ad results, you don't even have to wait. You can just work on new ad visuals and upload them. For example, we were running this Facebook ad with Meet Frank for a few weeks, and it was bringing good results. However, at some point, the ad's cost per result started going up. That's completely normal. So we did a quick hack and changed the background color of the ad. That's it, just the background color change. Here's what happened. The new pink ad became the top performing one, and the cost per result went down again. That's not bad, right? I hope that with these few examples and success stories, I have managed to convince you that working on your ad creatives pays off. So let's jump right to the next part. The common mistakes with Facebook and Instagram ad images. When listening to the next part, try to think about the ads that you're currently running and think if you're avoiding all of those rookie mistakes and what could you improve based on this. So here's the first mistake: using basic stock photos in ad images. The reason why you shouldn't do that is that you can create so much better ads. Stock photos get lost in the news feed and people will simply scroll over them. They look just your friends' photos, or if your newsfeed looks like mine, like the media articles that people share. So they really get lost. The Shopify ad here you see is actually from 2018, so it's an old one. By now, they are using much more advanced creatives that follow more best practices. Clearly, this must be performing better than the old stock photo ads. So basically, no serious Facebook advertiser is using plain stock photo ads anymore. There's so much more you can do. Another example that we tested with Meet Frank was mixing up stock photo with some colorful elements. However, if we put it to the same ad campaign with ads that used the fully custom design, were super brightly colored, those yellow examples performed times better. So by now, we're not running any ads with stock photos anymore. And we see the same in Bolt and some other companies I'm working with as well. Custom illustrations, colorful backgrounds work so much better than stock photos. The other mistake that many advertisers do is using only the landscape format of each ad creative. This is the old Facebook ad creative size. But in 2020 a lot has changed, and Facebook now has a lot more ad placements, such as Instagram and Facebook stories. If you only add the landscape version, like in this example, it's going to look quite ugly in some placements. This is the Instagram story ad placement, and here's how it will look if you upload a landscape ad visual. And even though Facebook tries to automatically add the matched color background, it still looks cut off and ugly. So here's another step that a lot of advertisers take. They upload a square ad visual. Well, that's already a tiny bit better. Looks bigger, you can see the hand and phone better, but this is still not optimized for the Instagram placement. So here's how it actually should look. And this last example even includes specific story, specific copy. You see it asks people to swipe up to see remote job offers. If you just put the blue CTA button to an Instagram story ad, people can't even click on it. So you need to create different ads and different images for specific placements. You can upload those different ad sizes in the ads manager when you're setting up the ad campaign. So it's not rocket science, it's just best practice to follow. And we will also cover this a bit later as well and get more specific. So keep watching if you want to get even more tips for creating the right sized ad visuals. Okay, the next mistake, not adding text to your ad creative. So here's one example of an Instagram stories ad I recently saw, and it has no explanatory copy, no tagline, no call to action. So it's completely losing out on the options and opportunities for advertisers in Facebook and Instagram. So here's another one. It's from Bloomberg Business Week. If you leave out the fact that they didn't count in the upper part of the ad that has to be empty because there's the logo, this is already a lot better. It has copy, it catches the eye, and it also has a call to action to subscribe. And here's an even better example. This is from Bolt Foods. It has a clear call to action or value proposition. It's really cheap food delivery. And there's also a small swipe up copy to hint to people that you have to swipe up. Okay, speaking of swipe ups and call to actions, a lot of advertisers actually forget to add that. So you really need to let people know what you expect them to do next. Here are some good examples. The New York Times is offering a limited time discount, and the ad's headline, which is here, subscribe today, it tells clearly what the next step is. The VSCO is a photo editing app, and it's kind of understandable they don't want to put copy to that image because they really want to show their product's editing features. But however, their ad copy tells not once but twice what they want people to do. It says here, install the free app, and it says in the headline, install the free app. So it's really clear that if you want to use the product, the next step is to download the freaking app. And then there's the lift ad. It shows a special offer in the ad image. And also the ad copy explains how to get the benefit. You need to get the app and you need to enter the promo code. Gotcha. Super straightforward. So we already briefly discussed this, but you should regularly update your ad creatives and test new ones. If you simply upload a set of visuals and leave them running for several months, your ad results will go down and people will simply get used to seeing your ads and will develop an indifference towards them. So check out this chart and how the results change in time. The CPA will actually go higher. It used to be 3, and then the average gets closer to 5, 4, 6, and so on. So improve your ad creatives, upload new ones on a regular basis to keep the cost per result down. Okay, but what to test and how you can create better ads. So up next we're going to check out 15 best practices that I hope will give you some new ideas for improving your existing Facebook ads or launching some new campaigns. So if you want to know how I learned about all those best practices, it was actually by looking at hundreds of different Facebook ad images and just checking all the brands that I like and follow and some of the world's leading brands to see how they're doing it. And then I took those best practices and tested them out in some of my own clients' campaigns, and it usually worked. So that is something you can do as well. Just go to the Facebook ads library and browse the ads that some cool brands are running. It will sort of just stick with you and you will subconsciously become better at creative, well-performing ad visuals and copy. Okay, without further ado, let's get to the best practices. So, it goes without saying that every product needs to offer some value to the world and to people. And your ads should explain what that value is. So you need to convince people that your product is useful to them. Here are some pretty good examples. The Grammarly ad promotes a relevant benefit. Write flawless emails. I mean, who wouldn't want to send emails without typos? It's a really good benefit to promote. And the FreshBooks ad tells clearly what the product does and explains why it's useful. Also, straightforward and clear what the benefit is. Here are some more examples. The Sill is promoting houseplants suitable for beginners and low light. So the ad could simply say, hey, we sell houseplants, buy them. However, they provide extra value and speak to a specific audience because it's a relatable benefit to a lot of apartment owners that want to get plants but are not sure that they won't end up killing them right away. And also the Sills ad is offering free shipping, which is another added benefit. Here's another one by Slack, and this one lists one benefit after another. It says that you can stay in the loop, you can stay connected, you can collaborate, you can have all your messages in one place. So tons of benefits listed down in one ad. Really good. How can you come up with the best benefit to promote in your ads? I would recommend that you start by thinking what's the main reason that people buy and use your product. That's the benefit. That's the most important benefit that you should be talking about. Maybe it's cheaper price, maybe it's high quality, maybe it's just an improvement in their daily lives. And You can also test multiple ads with different benefits to see which one speaks to your audience the most. So, number 2, be really clear about what your product is and does. This might sound like a strange suggestion. However, I have worked on ad campaigns where we tested really clever and witty ad copy. We thought it's gonna get attention, it's gonna be amazing for the brand. But what happened is that people didn't really understand what our product even does. So they didn't click on the ad and we didn't get any good results. So we went back to value proposition oriented copy and the issue got fixed. For example, this Revolut ad, it doesn't really say what the product is about. It just says that it's radically better and that you should start using it now. It also hints that it's an app because you need to install it. And would you install it? I don't think I would. So the second example they have is a lot better. You understand that the product can be used with a mobile app. You understand its virtual card, that it will make online shopping safer, and it still has the install now call to action. So much better. By the way, Revolut changed their logo recently. And if your current ads are not working as well as you would like them to, you can always try advertising a special offer. And it almost always works. Here are some examples. The Moo ad offers a sale, a discount. Discounts always work really well, especially if they're limited time. Moz is promoting a free trial for 30 days, so you can safely test out the product, you don't have to commit. And Asana is offering their product for free for teams up to 15 people. So all of those ads offer you something special to get you buying. And there are a lot of different special offers that you can include and test out. Of course, free trials, limited time sales offers. Also, you can give a discount of $10 when a person buys for 100 and so on. So you can really get creative with this. And I even know some companies that run a different special offer every month. And they have around 3 to 4 different special offers. And then they just rotate them. They have one new special offer every month. And the same offer will be back in 3 or 4 months again. Here's another one. This is quite similar to the free trial offer, and you can promote the special offer to the first time users only. Why this is good is that it will help you get new customers, and you won't be losing as much money on overall discounts and sale to the existing user base. For example, with Bolt, we offer the £10 first ride discount to new riders in London. And then there is another one from LinkedIn, which is inviting the advertisers to give it a try by covering $50 of their first ad campaign cost. So really offer some small perk or a discount to get people to test out your product, and hopefully they will keep using it even if you ask full price later. All of the ad examples we checked out under the 2 previous points had one thing in common. I don't know if you noticed, but they showed numbers in the ad image. So this is a total best practice that you should test out as well. Here are some Lyft ads I have been collecting, and as you can see, a lot of them, include a number. So they offer usually earnings to new drivers for a limited time, for a specific time period, and this is working really well. If you have an e-commerce store, you can also test showing your product prices in the ad creatives. For example, you could even create ads that show your products, and then the exact same ad that show the products, but it also shows the prices, and you can compare which one is better. And if you're promoting a software business, you can also show your product views with numbers like charts, or you can also promote the free trial period, which is also a number. So a lot of stuff you can do with numbers. Another thing that works well in 90% of the time, and also in most of the ad examples we've seen here, is using brightly colored ad images. Here are some examples from some software businesses and The Economist, and here are some more. I'm a huge fan of the Asana ads. By the way, they are using a wide variety of different colors to keep their ads fresh. And when you use the bright colors in your ads, don't forget that this should also align with your branded style and CVI. So keep this in mind. And here's another hack that sometimes works. If you're running colorful ads already, you can also test taking a U-turn and turning your ads super minimal. Here's what it means. This tends to work well as the near white ad visuals differentiate from the rest of the newsfeed really efficiently. Asana, whose colorful ads you saw a few slides back, is also using minimal ads with a white background. And Slack and Dropbox are doing the same. Again, by the way, if you look at the Dropbox ad and Slack ad, then they use numbers in the ad visual, so it's a good stuff. If you're unsure what to show in your ad creatives, it is always really safe to show your product, and this works especially well for tangible products like fashion, food, books, and so on, but it also works well for mobile apps and software where you can show the product inside a device. So here are some examples. These are Instagram story ads that are showing products, and it's really clear right from the beginning what's being promoted. A backpack, food delivery. Well, it looks like a pizza, but well, you kind of know Deliveroo anyway. And The Economist, it's really clear it's a magazine. Here are some more examples of ads using product. Albacross is showing their software. This is a really popular layout that a lot of software vendors use. And N26 is showing their bank card, and well, it's a banking card product, so it makes total sense. People understand there's a card being promoted. Here's a quick hack for you. If you want to bring some novelty to your ads without spending that much time, you can simply shuffle the background colors. So here's what we're doing with MeetRank ads. As we have to upload a lot of ads with job offers, and they might look all the same and people might get tired of seeing them, we like to change up the background colors, and this usually helps to keep up the performance of the campaigns for a longer time. And here's another example. Here's what Google is doing. They also use a lot of different backgrounds from their CVI. And the thing is that for some people, this green background will work better, and for others, the yellow, and you can't even really tell what is the best color to use. You can just create multiple ads and then let them run on Facebook campaigns, and then you can see which one sticks. Okay, here's another situation familiar to many small business owners. You have no money to hire a designer, but you really want to run some Facebook ads. So in this case, you can simply mix a colorful background and bold copy. Just make sure that you offer something that shows your product's benefit or that includes a special offer. So these two ads are not ideal. And I think that the New York Times ads showing their newspaper work better. But then again, the New York Times is really well known. The Indeed ad is actually pretty good. It tells you that you only need to spend 3 minutes to get 10 job offers. So this will immediately catch attention. So if you want to do ads with colorful background, make sure you use big bold text and it clearly tells the benefit or the special offer, and then you can test it. Although usually still the ads with illustrations and so on work a bit better. So this is something we already covered a bit in the common mistakes section. You should create visuals for all the main Facebook ad placements. The most common ad formats are landscape, which is this tiny one here. Then there's the square one. This is what shows in most Facebook and Instagram feed placements. And then there's the story placement for Facebook and Instagram stories. And as you can see, then the landscape is actually only the suggested visual for Facebook instant articles. And if you have to create one visual and you don't have time to create more, always do the square, but ideally create all three. To give you an example, here are the results of a recent Facebook ad campaign we did with MidRank. So as you can see, most of the results actually came from Instagram stories placement. So if you don't have ads with proper visuals for the story format, you will just lose out on this format and you won't get any results from here, and less people will see your ads. So I really recommend uploading all the different sizes. That's how we usually design ads. They are all a bit different for different placements. Also the copy placement is slightly different, but you don't have to do that much extra work to create those three versions. So I always do that. Test many different ad creatives. Nice suggestion, but what does it really mean? What does many mean in this context? I usually recommend to add at least 5 different visuals per ad set. So these are screenshots of Bolt and MidRank Facebook ad sets. Both have many different ad visuals in them. And adding multiple highly different creatives lets you use the full potential of Facebook algorithms, because they're gonna figure out which creative performs the best and start delivering it to more and more people. And as a result, of course, you're gonna get better results. Actually, Facebook has some custom ad formats like carousel ads and collection ads. And depending on your product, you might want to test some of them. So, for example, if you have an online store, you can test collection ads to promote multiple products. And for example, this Finnish design shops ad is a collection ad. So If you click on it, you can browse a lot of products without going away from Facebook's platform. This is amazing. And then the other ad example there is, this is a carousel ad where people can just see up to 10 of your products. And I think with carousel collection ads, actually you can even have more than 10 slides. It should be 20 or 30. So if you have a lot of products that you want to show and sell, you can test those. We also haven't talked about video ad creatives. So should you also create video ads? Facebook is always telling advertisers that video ads work better, that you should do them, you will get a lot of extra real estate and placements. But actually, after working with tens of different ad accounts, I only saw video ads working better than static ads 1 month ago when working with an entertainment industry client. So yes, video ads are worth testing out, but I would recommend that you first get your static ads working, and only if the static ads are bringing positive results, then test adding the video ads. That's also because video ads are much more expensive to produce. So if you've got a small business, static image ads have a lot lower threshold to get started. When you do test video ads, you should test them side by side with static ad images, so you will actually find out which one works better. That's what Air Baltic, for example, is doing with their Instagram story ads. If I have to guess, I think the video ad worked better in this case because it just wants to pop out of your phone. It's insane. It has turtles inside it. You will just keep watching it and will get all their message. The static ad, you would maybe just swipe over. I also really like what this bike company is doing with their ads. It's really, really nicely structured and set up. So first of all, they have got static ads. Then they have carousel ads that include video cards, really eye-catching. And then they also have full video ads in the stories placement. And those video ads follow a lot of best practices. So this is really well done. A good example how you could set up your ad creatives if you want to test out videos. There are a few best practices that you should always follow if you want your video ads to work. The Deliveroo ad is a pretty good example here. So it's brightly colored, it catches the attention right away. There's also something going on and some copy or elements moving around all the time. And the ad closes with a call to action, get the app. The next example is from an online store, and it's also pretty good because the products are flashing by so fast that you really have to focus in order to keep up with the ad. And here's a third example from Uber. It is just a really nice creative example of how you can use stories placement to split up the video, and you could also show even multiple storylines inside of those split screens. One more thing, most people watch your video ads without sound, so make sure that you add text into the video, not just into the voiceover. And if you want more ad examples of Instagram story videos, then I just published a blog article about them. You can go there and see for the Instagram story video examples, so you can check them out. Okay, we have covered so many different ad types, and I can't blame you at all for getting confused now. Where should you start? What should you do? Do you really need to create all those cool video carousel collection and other ad types with fancy names? Well, actually, if you want to take a step back and get started somewhere, just really start with simple image ads that you create for all 3 different placements. So each ad in 3 different size, and you can create 5 different image ads and just test them. Here's a good place where to get started. But if you really want to reach all the audience in Facebook ad placements, you might also need to create a video ad, because some placements that actually work really nicely, like rewarded video and other audience network video placements, they need a video. So you might want to add at least one really good video ad to the mix as well. But again, really try to use the basic static 1 image ads to lock down the best ad copy, the best value proposition, the best layout, colors, elements to use, and then create the video based on them. Here's, for example, what Slack is doing. They have a static image ad, and they have the same ad but animated. So probably those ads will show up in different placements, and Facebook ads will see them a bit differently. So I'm pretty sure it's useful for Slack. For the brands advertising lifestyle and entertainment products, video ads are definitely more relevant and more likely to work. For example, it would be strange if Netflix didn't use their unlimited filmed content to create video ads. But also travel companies, clothing companies, you can test out video ads. This is not as relevant for software ads, software service providers, but you can still test video ads, basically whatever you're selling. It's just that usually consumer products sell better with videos, and well, Facebook ads are better for consumer products anyway. Many of you might also want to A/B test the new creatives to know how they work. So here's how the suggested Facebook A/B testing campaign setup looked a few years ago. Basically, you had to create a lot of different ad sets, and each ad set had 1 ad creative. But I would say this is kind of old news, and I would recommend a much easier approach actually. You can simply add all the new ad creatives into 1 ad campaign, into 1 ad set, and just let them run. Let them run at least 48 hours, but you might also want to keep them running for longer until you have at least 200 to 500 results, and then you can just use the reporting to list all the ad creatives based on how many results they brought, and then you will see which were the best. I had to hide the ad creatives because it's a client I'm working with and I don't want to show the ads. So here is the Facebook ad campaign setup I recommend to my clients at the moment. It's quite basic, but it works for most small businesses. So you want to do 1 ad campaign, and inside of that ad campaign you want to have 3 ad sets. 1 targets a broad audience. This means that almost everybody in a city or country that you want to target. The other ad set targets a lookalike audience of your existing top customers, and if you want, you can also add a 3rd one that is kind of like the first ad set, but you add some interest-based targeting layers. And each of those ad sets has the exactly same ads inside them. You are basically testing the ads on ad set level, but you just put them all together and let Facebook optimize the delivery. So I usually think that testing different audiences and keeping the campaign budget optimization on will help you get better results faster than starting to set up a lot of different A/B testing ad sets for creatives. So I am not saying that A/B testing is wrong. Simply, it's not necessary in a lot of cases. You can simply add new ad creatives to existing ad sets and see how they perform against the older creatives. And after a while, you can pause the least performing ads and then add another set of new creatives on top. I would really recommend to keep updating and adding the ads to existing ad sets, not to set up new ad sets or campaigns every time you want to add new creatives. That's because Facebook optimizes campaign delivery on ad set level. So if you use the same ad sets for a longer time, the algorithms will learn who's the best audience and will know what to show to them. If you do new ad sets all the time, the algorithms have to start learning from ground zero. So really, I would recommend keeping the existing ad sets and just adding new creatives on top all the time. And then another tip about A/B testing, if you really want to A/B test, make sure that the visuals are different. Don't make ad creatives that are really similar. Try to make bolder changes, because then you will also get test results that will help you get better. Okay, and last not least, here's a list of some tools I personally like to use when designing Facebook and Instagram ad visuals. The first four are paid, but you can use Canva's basic features for free. Should be sufficient to create actually quite decent ads already. And yeah, okay, that's it. I really hope you learned something new, and that you can use the next few weeks that are coming up to review your ad campaigns and test out some new interesting ideas. If you want to learn more about Facebook advertising, well, you can definitely check out my blog. The link is here. And in case you have any questions, there's my email you can reach out to, or simply find me on LinkedIn. And that's it for this time. Thanks for tuning in, and I would really truly appreciate your feedback. So this was my first course to record, so share your feedback, write to my email, and if you want to say thanks, just help to share this forward with other marketers and business owners you know. Okay, take care everyone, bye.